G'day and welcome to another edition of Hef's Beer Reviews. Today I'm reviewing this beer here. It is the Southwest Sour from the Colonial Brewing Company, based in Margaret River in Western Australia. I did review the raspberry and watermelon version of this a couple of days ago. This is your standard Southwest Sour. It's readily available over here in New South Wales at all the major liquor outlets. Comes in at 4.6%, so 1.4 standard drinks. We'll see how it compares to the raspberry and watermelon. Crack her open, pour out into this beer glass. If you are a sour beer drinker, I do have a question, or a beer glass expert. I do try to use correct glassware when it comes to beers, depending on the style, but I never really know what kind of glass to use for a sour. So if you've got any tips as to what glass I should use, please let me know. All right, it's poured a pretty light golden colour. It's very clear. It's got just over a finger of white head. Aroma. Not a very aromatic beer. Doesn't even have a particularly sour smell to it. It's not what I was expecting at all. All right, let's see how it tastes. Cheers. All right. So unlike a lot of sour beers that I've seen, this one is not one that has a particular fruit flavour to it. And what I'm getting is a real mix. There's certainly a bit of a tropical flavour to it. I think there's probably some peach or apricot peach, I think, to it, but there's also a real citrusy note there as well on the back end. Yeah, it's got more flavour actually than the raspberry and watermelon one. In terms of the sourness, it's refreshingly tart, I would say. It's not overly sour. I've seen this recommended quite a bit as an entry-level sour. It's, I guess, one that's not particularly challenging in terms of the flavours or the style, but it is interesting. It's more interesting than I thought that perhaps it might be, actually. I think I like this one better than the raspberry and watermelon, which is not what I was expecting. Yeah. Having said that, in terms of a rating, for me, it's not outstanding. I do prefer something that, with a sour beer, that has a particular or more specific flavour profile to it. One or two fruits. That's probably just my personal preference coming through, though. Certainly, it's not a bad beer. If you like sours, I think you'd like this one. I can see why it's recommended as an entry-level sour. If you are interested and haven't tried one or haven't tried many before, then yeah, I can see why this would be a good one for you to try. I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5, so a little bit better than the raspberry and watermelon one, but still not as good as some of the other ones that I've had. So Colonial Brewing Co.'s Southwest Sour gets a 3.5 out of 5 from me. If you, again, are a sour beer drinker and you can recommend some to me, as I've said in previous reviews, it's a style that I've only reasonably recently started to appreciate, so I'm looking for new sours to try. If you've got any recommendations, please drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time on Hef's Beer Reviews.